Welcome back to the cryptowrld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, over $100 million worth of Bitcoin short positions just closed, while Ethereum is continuing this breakout against Bitcoin. And on top of that, new patterns are also forming right now that we need to pay attention to. All of that and more in this video, so definitely stick around. First of all, just giving you a quick update here on the weekly Bitcoin chart, and right now this massive bullish divergence is still currently in play. Now obviously, for those of you who have been watching my videos over the last few months would know that I've been talking about this massive bullish divergence ever since this most recent $15,500 low 1 to 2 months ago, and obviously since then, since this bullish divergence was actually confirmed, we've seen a pause in this bear market. We've seen reduced bearish price action here on the weekly time frame since this bullish divergence confirmed around 1.5 months ago. And just keep in mind, divergences visible on the weekly time frame play out over at least multiple weeks, but usually multiple months. And once again, it's already been around 1.5 months, but it's still possible for this bullish divergence to continue playing out perhaps over the next 1 month or so. And especially while the weekly Bitcoin RSI remains above this ascending line of support, kind of like how the RSI on this bearish divergence remained below this line of resistance for a while, resulting in a larger turnaround in the market. Now, of course, at the moment, we haven't necessarily seen a sustained uptrend here on the weekly time frame, so we can't really confirm a massive reversal on the weekly time frame out of the bear market as of right now. So at least for now, this is currently still a pause from the bear market, but not necessarily a full-on bullish reversal, at least as of right now. But anyway, now zooming into the much shorter term, looking at the 4-hour Bitcoin chart, and right now, as of recording this video, the price of Bitcoin has found pretty much perfect resistance based on the 4-hour candle closes at this 50% retracement level, which is sitting at approximately 17.3k. And obviously, this comes just after we saw the recent breakout above the 38.2% Fibonacci level of resistance, which was sitting at around 17,000. And by the way, that $17,000 level of resistance right there should now be acting as new support, considering we have broken above it. And as for other support levels, we should have some support down towards around 16.7k and down towards around 16.4k approximately. And in terms of resistance, once again, we have this resistance at around 17.3k, and we also have this golden pocket range of resistance sitting at around 17.5 to 17.6k. Now, if the price can break above 17.6k, our next levels of resistance would be sitting at around 17.9k and around 18.3k based on this local high. And now, if you're looking at the price trend itself, technically this is still a bullish trend here in the short term because we're still forming higher lows and higher highs. So at least as of right now, the short-term Bitcoin price trend is still bullish. But with that being said, with the price recently running into some resistance, the RSI on the 4-hour time frame also entered into overbought territories, which is basically a signal on the chart telling us that we're due to see a bit of a cool off. So basically a bit of a pause from this bullish trend, kind of like what we saw just here. We saw a lot of sideways price action as a result of a small bearish divergence just there a few days ago, which once again resulted in a small pause from the bullish trend. And so basically that is potentially what we are seeing right now with this small pullback so far, pretty much just a pause from this bullish trend in the short term. And now if you're looking at the 4-hour Bitcoin MACD, this is still more bullish than bearish, although it is still not showing a massive amount of bullish momentum like back here, for example. And so at least as of right now, I would continue to expect price action similar to what we've seen over the last few days, basically meaning we're likely going to continue to see a little bit more bullish price action with some small pauses along the way, some small cool-offs along the way throughout the short-term bullish trend, because once again, technically speaking, if you're looking at the higher lows and higher highs in not only the price action, but also the RSI as of right now on the 4-hour time frame, we are still in a bullish trend. And a lot of Bitcoin traders must be realizing this because we've just seen a lot of Bitcoin short positions close over on the Bitfinex exchange, which by the way, this chart right here is on the daily time frame and shows the amount of Bitcoin, or essentially the amount of money that is sitting in these short positions on that exchange. And if you're measuring from this local high just back here to where it's sitting at right now, there's been close to 7,000 Bitcoin exit these Bitcoin short positions, which is currently worth over 100 million US dollars. And now, considering this is on the daily time frame, this is over the last 1 to 1.5 months approximately, but especially over the last 1 week, we've seen quite a lot more Bitcoin short positions close as more and more traders are starting to understand that we're currently in a short-term bullish trend, which can be risky if you're in a short position, at least as of right now. But anyway, just before getting into the Ethereum part of this video, first quickly letting you know that right now, Bybit is actually having a massive 4-year anniversary giveaway. And as you can see right here, they're giving away 100 sets of iPhone 14s, a bunch of crypto, and even a brand new BMW X5. And so in case you want to check this out, there will be a link in the description down below and in the pinned comment. And by the way, this giveaway is only up until January 15th, so there's only a few more days to go in case you want to get involved in potentially winning some of these massive prizes. And once again, there will be a link to this page right here where you can find all of the information in how to get involved in this giveaway as the first link in the description and in the pinned comment down below. But anyway, now getting into the Ethereum part of this video, this right here is the 4-hour ETH to US dollar chart, and right now the price of ETH is still in a bullish trend. Obviously, we're still forming higher lows and higher highs, and just recently the price has run into a bit of resistance based on this previous high sitting at approximately 1340 to 1350. And of course, this comes just after we saw a massive break through the golden pocket at around 1270 to 1280 and straight through the 78.6% Fibonacci level at around 1.3k, which should now be acting as new support in the short term. And now, even though the price of ETH is still in this short-term bullish trend, the 4-hour Ethereum RSI is currently still in overbought territories, which is telling us we're a little too overheated right now, and we need some time to cool off this RSI to potentially give us some more room to the upside later on, kind of like what we've seen a couple of times throughout this short-term bullish trend. Because obviously right here, after this short-term pump in the price of ETH, the RSI entered well into overbought territories, telling us that we're due to see a bit of a pause from the trend, which is exactly what we saw over the next 1 to 2 days, which reset the RSI and gave us some more room to the upside later on. And so essentially that's what we're due to see based on the 4-hour Ethereum RSI. If we are to continue this bullish trend any longer, we need to see a bit of a cool off pretty soon, as in over the next 1 to 2 days. And as for other levels of support and resistance, once again, we should have a bit of short-term support at around 1.3k, but below that, we also have this previous golden pocket level of resistance, which should now be acting as new support at around 1270 to 1280. Below that, we also have support at around 1240 to 1250. And as for resistance, like I said earlier, we have this previous high sitting at around 1340 to 1350, acting as some short-term resistance. But if the price of ETH confirms a breakout above around 1350, then that could potentially set up a much larger price target based on this ascending triangle pattern forming on the daily time frame right now. So far, we already have 3 separate touch points along this line of resistance, which is at around 1350 approximately once again, and we already have 4 different touch points along this line of support, which, by the way, this line of support as of right now is sitting at approximately 1220. And now, technically speaking, an ascending triangle pattern is a bullish pattern because it's statistically more likely to break out to the upside than to the downsides. But it is important to mention that there is no upside price target until we actually see a confirmed breakout above this horizontal resistance. And now, if that happens, if we see a confirmed breakout above around 1350, then measuring out the technical price target for this pattern, that would set up a technical price target at around 1.7k, really just below 1.7k. And what's interesting is this price target target just underneath 1.7k is almost exactly where this previous high is sitting at here on the daily time frame. So we already have some confirmed resistance just under 1.7k, once again right where this price target is sitting at. And so basically, if the price of ETH here on the daily time frame confirms a break above this resistance at 1350 with at least a daily candle close, then I would be targeting at around 1650 to 1.7k. And now obviously, even if we do see this breakout to the upside and activate this price target at around 1650 to 1.7k, there will obviously be resistance between now and then. For example, if you're looking at the Fibonacci retracement tool here on the daily time frame, we actually have the 50% retracement level sitting at around 1340 to 1350, which is what we're running into right now. But above that, we have the golden pocket range of resistance at around 1410 going up towards around 1430, and above that we have the 78.6% Fibonacci level at around 1520. And now if you look at ETH versus Bitcoin, right now the price of ETH is still outperforming Bitcoin as expected, because obviously if you've been watching my videos over the last week or so, roughly 1 week ago when we saw this initial breakout on the ETH to Bitcoin charts, I said that it's very likely ETH is going to outperform Bitcoin at least over the next 1 to 2 weeks or so. And so far over the last 1 week, like I said, ETH has been outperforming Bitcoin ever since this initial breakout from this massive symmetrical triangle pattern here on the daily time frame, and also since this breakout here in the daily RSI. But just to keep in mind, the daily RSI on this chart is currently entering into overbought territories, which history shows us this is a time to be somewhat cautious on the ETH to Bitcoin chart. So like I said, if you're looking at the price action alone, this is still looking more bullish than bearish. We haven't confirmed more of a bearish reversal as of right now in the price action, but looking at the daily RSI, it is currently flashing a warning signal telling us that potentially soon, maybe over the next 1 to 2 weeks, we could start turning around or at least meet some resistance potentially around this previous high, which by the way is sitting at around 0.078 Bitcoin per Ethereum approximately. And in case you didn't already know, if this chart turns around back to the downside, that basically means Bitcoin would be outperforming ETH again, instead of right now, ETH is still outperforming Bitcoin, which is likely going to continue a little while longer, as in at least over the next few days. But anyway, if you want to know how to maximize your profits in crypto, no matter if the price is going to the upside, to the downside, or simply chopping around sideways, then make sure to check out these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left is a complete step-by-step tutorial showing you how to trade crypto from start to finish, and the video in the bottom left shows you how to make money in crypto if the price is chopping around sideways. But that's just about everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.